morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Danny's Detours, where we talk about anything and everything life related. Consciousness is our canvas. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And I'm sorry about that, guys. I was just having a bit of a look round then. I've been a bit thingy today. But yeah, I'm out and about again with my two favourite compadres, Paddy and Willow. I'm just on the orchard, on the local orchard on the park today. I'm gonna grab myself an apple, I think. We'll grab myself an apple and then we can sit down and just talk life, can't we? Why not, guys? Why not? Let's have a look. There's loads of different apples as well on this park, like different, each tree is different. Like, look at these here, they look like some good ones, them. But I do know I prefer the oh, look, there's not many left though. A lot of people have been coming and taking them, haven't they? But it is a communal orchard, this, so obviously it's understandable. But oh, there's one there, that looks like a good one. That looks like it's got, oh, that's even better. Look at that bad boy. I think these, I'm guessing these are, I hope they're not Bakers, are they Bakers? I don't think so. They're a little bit bitter. No, they're alright then. If I end up with shits tomorrow, then you know why. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I don't know if they are. No, I don't think they are, because Bakers are normally a little bit harder, aren't they? No. You're after some, aren't you, Paddy? Right, we're going to sit ourselves down. Right, get down. Get down. Look at them. We'll give Paddy some. Some for Paddy. And some for Willow. Nice big chunk for Willow. A nice big chunk for Paddy. Right. Yeah, so just on the communal orchard, and it's all free food, this, guys, you know what I mean? Apples are very good for you. Paddy, stop begging. I think this episode is going to be me feeding Paddy and Willow. I might just call it having an apple with Paddy and Willow. Actually quite satisfying, isn't it? Let's not, Willow, don't you touch that. No, sit down. Sit. Sit. So the dogs like apples. Willow does, she's so greedy. And Paddy, right here. Sit. You've nearly ate all my apple. Come on. Good boy. What a good lad. Let's see if I can get right. Willow, sit down. Let's see if I can get a nice picture of you both sat down. No. Don't you nick that apple. Nah, sit. Sit. So I can get one for the thumb. I'm sorry, guys, but don't you bark at me. No, sit. Sit down, wait. You have to wait. Oh, he's a bugger, honestly. I'm trying to get a good thumbnail here. Sit down. No. He's so naughty, honestly. Do you think I'm going to give you any apple for that? No. But, here we go. Some for Willow. And some for Paddy. Right. Yeah. I think we're more or less done with that now. I'll give a bit more to Willow. A bit more to Paddy. And there we go. Put the rest of it over there. But yeah, just chilling on the orchard, guys, you know what I mean? I tell you what, nice apples them. What do you think of them, Paddy? It didn't cost us a penny. And there's loads more there as well. Quite a few more, but yeah, I tried doing a video before, but my SD card, it ran out of battery, and I was like, not out of battery, out of memory, and I was like, God's sake. So I've obviously had to re-record, start again, but it doesn't matter. Maybe it was for a reason, guys, you know. Maybe that other video, you know, it wasn't meant to go out on the channel. Maybe this video goes viral. Paddy and Willow eating an apple. Hey, you never know. Some people like to watch that kind of stuff, don't it? It's kind of like ASMR stuff, innit? Where, you know, like where they watch people eat stuff, or like the crunching sounds, or people tearing things, or it's all like sensory, innit? It's like our senses, hearing things and stuff. But yeah, I'm just having a chill one tonight. Thought I'd bring them on the orchard. Paddy looks like he's eating an old apple there, but it won't do him any harm, because believe it or not, guys, like any food that is good for us, you know, like fruit and stuff like that, the majority of it is good for them. And I'm not saying every single food that we can eat. Obviously, like onions are good for us, but obviously onions are bad and they're toxic, aren't they, for dogs? But also, that was another thing as well, guys. And I'm going to do a short video on this in a bit, put it on my TikTok. If you're not on my TikTok, go and check it out, because I'm nearly on 1,500 followers on my TikTok, and I'm doing very, very well. So go and check it out, because I've got all sorts of like motivational videos and health tips, loads of different content regarding how to become a better, cleaner, greater version of yourself. Because I just find it fascinating how, like, just in this last year, mainly the last 9 months, how much I've changed. And it was more of a challenge that I wanted to put on myself to see. But it's not even so much that it was a challenge, because it's kind of like, oh, you know, because then you start thinking to yourself, well, I want to hit a milestone, or when I get to a year, and then I can have a blowout. But guess what? I don't even think like that anymore now, because of all the knowledge and information I know about frequency and stuff like that, and that, you know, energy and what we can attract, manifest and stuff like that, that now everything that I know and understand, I've had to remove all them things out of my life. But I've removed them out of my life for a reason. Like, that's hence why I don't drink anymore, because a lot of people, right, they'll drink alcohol just to feel comfortable around other people. Like, I know people, right, who they're some of the most like depressing people I've ever speak to, but the minute that they have a drink, it's like they turn into a different person, like they elevate, or they become this confident thingy. And it's like, you know, you shouldn't need anything external outside of you to make you happy, because happiness comes from within. And if that is the case, guys, then you are not in a good place. I dare I say it, because it's just the facts, you know what I mean? And listen, I'm not telling everyone, I'm not coming on here and saying, oh, you know, I'm better than you because I don't drink or take drugs, or what, because I've been there, right? But all I'm saying to you is, it's amazing how much your life changes, how much you see everything more clearly once you do remove all these distractions away from your life. And I'm just noticing things tenfold now, how much better I'm seeing things more clearly. I'm spotting more opportunities. I'm more motivated. I'm waking up in a better mood. I'm a better dad, and I'm more motivated to do my exercise. Everything has a knock-on effect. Whereas if you're always topping up with a little bit of alcohol, you're always draining your system, you know. And yeah, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, you know, it makes me feel good. And yeah, listen, I'm not denying that. And listen, if it improves your life, congratulations. But for me personally, you know, it did nothing but ruin my life, because I always thought I needed it to escape, to, you know, to make my life better, when it only ever did was create more problems for me. And then it drove me to take drugs, because I never used to like the feeling of being too drunk, guys. I used to hate it. So what would I do then? I would balance it out. I'd get my phone out, bring up for one of them. Listen, I've been there, guys, you know what I mean? And anyone that's watching out there who knows, who's in this situation, or who has been in this situation, will understand and know what I am talking about. And I'll be honest with you, there was some of my darkest times, you know, doing the drugs and the drink, but more so the drug. It was mainly the gambling that kind of like really got me. But it all boils down to the same thing. You're looking for a little thing called instant gratification, and it doesn't exist. Yeah, it might make you feel better temporarily, but it was always like, if I used to look back to when I used to go to the bookies, and I've had some big wins, guys. I'm not bragging. Listen, I don't gamble anymore. I've not gambled for a long time, and I'm so much better for it. But I was always chasing that dopamine, but I always used to sell it to myself. No, I'm doing it to make money, to make my life better. But you can never make your life better being a gambler, because unless you're like one of the 0.5% or 1% who can, you've got it fully under control and you know what you're doing, and you know you've got it in a systematic way where you know you're going for small wins, taking profits, whatever. Listen, there are people out there that can do that, but the majority of the people can't, you know what I mean? Because you've always got to look at it like this and think to yourself, how many bookmakers do you see in a well affluent area with plenty of financial flow going through it, like, you know, a well-to-do area, as you would say it? Zero. It was a bit like when I went to the Lake District and I was round Keswick, round the outskirts, all the villages, stuff like that. Not a single, they don't have stuff like that, because basically they know that they can target these areas of like low income, poverty, because they know that the majority of the people that live in these areas, they're hoping and they're wishing for a way out. Or they're like, oh, and listen, does it happen? Yeah, sometimes it does happen where you can get lucky, but listen, you don't need to wish for anything, because everything that you seek and want already exists inside of you. But you've got to become it. You have to already know it. You've got to say, listen, I am rich. Write it down on a piece of paper. I don't care how it happens, yeah? I don't care how it happens or when it happens, but I know. It's the knowing, and then you get into that frequency. If you know that something's good, it's a bit like me saying to you, right, yeah, I'll use this as an example. If you knew that you was going to have £10 million in your bank account in a year's time, but you've got to wait a year, how good would you feel? And it's the same thing, right, when you book a holiday and you get closer to your holiday and closer to your holiday. Well, why can you not have them feelings for something that's not in your reality yet? Because you can. Just honestly, just think about it, and then this is how you manage and vibrate on a higher frequency in your energy. And then over time, but listen, we cannot dictate and control when these things are going to come into our life, but all we can dictate and control is how our mood is and how we are each and every single day. So yeah, it was a bit of a random one this today, guys, you know, but sometimes I just sit down and things come to me, and I see, with this channel, I want everything to be natural. I want everything to flow, because I want everything to be authentic and come from my true self from there. I don't really want to pre-plan. Listen, there might be the odd thing where I will pre-plan it if I do, say, like a food review or anything like that, but the majority of the time, guys, I want everything to be natural and free-flowing, because, you know, that's all about being present and current now. Like me being out with my dogs and being grateful and sat on this field in this orchard with all these free apples that you can eat unlimited amounts of. It's, you know, to me that's amazing, and I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, anyway, I think we're going to leave it at that, because I've been rambling on a bit. But thank you so much to everyone who's liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. But from me, Danny Detours, Paddy and Willow, I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.